So we're going to focus on the very first element of that process workflow, which is creating a structure. Sometimes I'll refer to this as geometry or a CAD. The basic idea is that we want to basically build a virtual representation of the physical thing that we want to solve. In this case, very simple point charge. So what I'm going to do is switch over to the Draw tab, and you'll see in the Draw tab there's a number of buttons here that are kind of giving you a pretty good hint just based on the icon. If you hover over any of these objects, it should give you a little bit more information. We're going to go right to the Draw Sphere function. So notice I'm in the Draw tab. I happen to be in units of millimeters. You can always change your units by dropping down the units button. I'm going to go ahead and keep that default right now to millimeters. It's perfect for what we want to do. Before I get started on this, I want you to pay attention. You'll notice that um, a lot of times down here in the very bottom of Electronics Desktop with the UI, it'll give you some feedback as to what has been selected, and you'll also notice things maybe in the message manager or in the progress bar as we go through that. So sometimes if I'm referring to things, you might just kind of check down as you're moving through to see if you get that same response that I'm talking to. So when I click the Draw Sphere button, it's giving me some guides here on how to locate and what to do. The very first instruction over here on the bottom left is enter the center position. So I have a single coordinate system that you can see here, and I'm just going to drop a point. You'll notice that I've got snap to grid on right now over here. You can flip through those and get a feel for what those do. But right now with snap to grid on, it's doing exactly that. And it's going to allow me to go right to the center. The measure data panel on the far left that's floating right now is also giving you some information as to where I'm located. So I'm going to hit the button, and then you'll notice down in the bottom left, it's asking me to enter the radius. So, and this is a graphical, user interface. So I'm allowed to just drag this around, and it really doesn't matter where in the plane I drop my radius. I'm just going to go ahead and go to, let's say, I'm going to zoom out a little bit with my scroll wheel, and I'm going to drop this at, let's say, point 0.25 millimeters for now. There we go. So 0.25. And then with that done, I'm complete, and it's telling me here that we're ready for the next operation. And you'll notice in my modeler tree, it's built up this hierarchy here. I've got the parent that says solid. Within the category of solids, I've got materials. It just defaulted a material value called vacuum to whatever is under it. And in this case, it was just the sphere. And then there's this history call to the function of create sphere. So whenever I click on any of these, relevant information will show up in that project panel. As you can see, I should say the properties panel on the left hand, so you can see as I move through there. So this is very helpful. A lot of times you'll see me come back to this history tree and maybe select various nodes, and I'm free to manipulate in here. If I decided that I wanted to change the location, I'm free to do that. I can just basically type over these numbers. I can make it a new radius, and I can watch that change. For now, I'm going to leave it as is. You'll see us do that over time, probably as we move forward.